I'm out here on faith. What? I'm out here on faith. Yeah. The cost of living's rising. Sin is hypnotizing. God, wait. I'm trying not to break. I'm out here on faith. What? I'm out here on faith. I'm out. What? The cost of living's rising. Sin is hypnotizing. God.
Baltimore Podcast. Baltimore Podcast, episode 40. We are here. Well, 40 of them on you. Yeah. I'm here. I don't know if you know this. Middle Class Kyle, aka Kyle Coleman, aka Don't Taste Wolfgang Bushido. I'm here with Unmatched Voice.
Sir, we're here live and direct. Unmatched Voice, the voice that cries from the wilderness of Baltimore City, rising in the last days from the west.
Look up there. You want to make sure you know what I'm saying?
Make sure that this thing is able to receive me. To everybody who's watching, thank you for tuning in. Thank you so much to Brother Kyle. Shout out to the Baltimore Podcast. I got my manager A-Town in the building. You can't see him, but he is present. And again, I would like to honor the Baltimore Podcast. Thank you so much for having me.
It's much appreciated, brother. Much appreciated. For Unmatched Voice today, how would you describe what you do?
Well, what I do is I transmute the experiences of living in Baltimore City into music. What I also do is active activism. I consider myself a raptivist. I have active petitions open that I'll get into later. But again, to answer your question, I take experiences and I make it relatable and I turn it into sound that not only can influence but inspire. And that's the sum of what I do. But there's much more, and as we go further, we'll go deeper into that.
I gotta check your music out. Your music, what you be having it on?
So I'm big on having direct to consumer sales, which means I'm all about independent artists establishing a platform for themselves to sell directly to the customers through their own websites or through a platform called Even. But my music can be found on all major platforms such as Spotify, Deezer, Apple Music, YouTube, Tidal, and things like that.
Tidal, YouTube, okay. All right, I got YouTube. All right, so if somebody was trying to find your music, what would they type in?
You just type in Unmatched, UNMATCHED, Voice, VOICE. And it depends on...
Hold up. You said Unmatched, and what was after that?
Voice, VOICE, Voice.
Got you. 2 words?
Yeah.
Got you. And then after that, we go to the topic. All right. Should we listen to Part of the Problem?
First reference, I wouldn't start there, actually.
All right, so should we start No Kings? I still believe, Out Here on Faith. You are the hero. I like these names, positive names.
Yeah, so let me ask you a question. What type of music do you listen to? That'll help me.
I listen to all different types of music, bro. Like I listen to R&B, I listen to rap, I listen to real trap shit like salsa and shit. Like I listen to rock too, like Nirvana, like all types of shit.
Okay, well let's start with a club banger, and then maybe if we have time, we can go into some of the more conscious music. Right now, we're pushing the last summertime banger that we released called Derek Queen. That's amongst the list of songs that we have.
You said the summertime bangers?
Yeah, it's called Derek Queen, the name of the basketball player from Baltimore City.
That's the name of the song?
Yes, sir.
I see it. I'm about to play it. Here we go. Not the song. That is not the song. That is not the song. That is an ad. Okay. Here's the song.
not going to say the full thing, but you said get me the ball when he came out of the timeout. Where does that confidence come from?
I mean, so I think I'm from Baltimore, that's why.
In the end, it's the winners that wear the rings. They ask how we do it in these moments that we're cherishing. But we can talk some more. I'm something rare and clean. Yes, I'm from Baltimore. I feel like Derek Queen. Yes, I'm from Baltimore. I feel like Derek Queen. Yes, I'm from Baltimore. I feel like Derek Queen. Don't put the city in the air, buddy. You know what's going on, we like, yeah, buddy. Trying to summer up straight, stunting in it, bitch. You know it's really going down straight, cutting in it, bitch. It's about to get real north and Rutland in it, bitch. YGG tell you know we up to something in it, bitch. Yeah, duffel for the fuckle, yeah, I wonder Ruffles playing a lighter and a couple game leaves to adjust the pain. When Freddie Gray died, the city bought the muscle dude. Dummy, I know whole fiends really out hustling you. We can put the guns down, cause we can scuffle too. Built for the moment while you soft like Uncrustable. Just like Derek Queen, we gon' shoot for hours. Coming from Baltimore, which means you got superpower. And it's the winners that wear the rings. They ask how we do it in these moments that we're cherishing. But we can talk some more. I'm something rare and clean. Yes, I'm from Baltimore. I feel like Derek Queen. Yes, I'm from Baltimore. I feel like Derek Queen. Yes, I'm from Baltimore. I feel like Derek Queen. Don't put the city in the air, buddy. You know what's going on, we like, yeah, dummy. Truth outfit, the drip out of town, getting plenty stares. If you make it here, dummy, you can make it anywhere. All the times want us to say Doug and Toot. Competition on drugs, music sound like you do. How about that? It's our time, I think you knew. Queen extra fine chocolate coming through like you boo. Didn't happen overnight, not on no voodoo. All these one hit wonders, check them for a boo. Coming from the bottom and the top is the new view. Sitting on music I can drop when I choose to. All my brothers hanging. Don't you bring your news through. This one for the city, something we can get news to. And it's the winners that wear the rings. They ask how we do it.
Baltimore Podcast, thank you so much for letting me be heard. Baltimore, what up? You're not listening on that.
I feel like Derek Queen. Yes, I'm from Baltimore. I feel like Derek Queen.
Yes, I'm from Baltimore.
I feel like Derek Queen. Don't put the city in the air, buddy. You know what's going on, we like, yeah, dummy.
So like I said, don't even act like you don't know what's going on, Steven. Don't even
Sure.
play back, you know exactly.
On that.
Unmatched.
You just heard Derek Queen by Unmatched Voice, streaming on all major platforms such as Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube, and Tidal. Thank you so much, brother.
I ain't gonna lie, dummy. I ain't know you was coming like that.
You feel me?
Like you was coming like, yeah, like with a message too, like a real message.
Yeah, I just wanted to give something to inspire the city because, like, when we did the rollout for this song, I said on one of the posts that not too many people come from our city. You feel me, bro? Like, not too many people make it from Baltimore City. So when Derek Queen made it to the NBA, and he's not the first, but he was definitely somebody who made away from himself. He went to the University of Maryland. He hit the game winner last Sweet 16. So, you know, I just wanted to capture that moment and just remind people that if you from Baltimore, you built different by default. You know, we have some of the toughest environments in the whole entire world, and yet people still wake up, they still smile, they still find a way to get this money, and I just wanted to appreciate and honor our city with that.
That's facts, brother. All right, so why should Baltimore trust a man who refuses to show his face?
Well, I only keep my identity slightly anonymous because we're now in a state of the world that is underneath heavy surveillance. Now, the question itself is interesting because, you know, I'm not necessarily asking for trust. I'm asking for just your ear, but my calls to action don't benefit me, and you'll learn more about that. But the only reason why I remain behind this mess is because we're underneath very heavy surveillance with the emergence of artificial intelligence and many governmental legislation that seeks to
pretty much enslave or imprison anybody who speaks out against the establishment. And anybody who's been following me for a while knows that I don't shy away from that combat. So if the mask does turn you away, I understand. But as many already know, and some will soon find out, is that we're watched. We've been watched, and it's only getting more intense.
All right, so what happens if you take the mask off?
Well, if I take the mask off, you'll just see another human, you know? Behind this mask is just another soul, another lowly person who's traveling and traversing through this life just like the next person, who's subject to triumphs and failures just like the next person. And there's no fear behind the mask. I've had people on my TikTok suggest that I hide myself out of fear. I have children. I'm a married man. So because I know the nature of my content is against the grain, I want to be here for my children and my wife. And so there's no fear here, but I'm just being cautious because I have people to go back to. And one day soon, I've been thinking about. It's excellent that you asked this question because I often think about one day taking this mask off. But until then, I'll remain anonymous.
Yeah, man, there's no rush. You know, whenever you ready. But are you afraid of the government, the streets, or yourself? If you had to like categorize these things, like which one are you afraid of, if any of them?
I fear God. I wasn't always this way. When being born and raised in Baltimore City, um, I was always a kind-hearted, kind of nerdy kid, and so I was subject to a lot of things. But I've jumped off the porch after being jumped many times, and I was once a part of a street organization, the Gangster Disciples. So I'm not afraid. Behind this mask is no fear, but only for God. I fear no man because, like Biggie said, niggas bleed just like us. I don't fear the government, because they're the ones that are afraid. That's why they're increasing their control. They're the ones who are satanic pedophiles and are afraid of us, and they're afraid of our retaliation, and that's why they want to control. So the fear isn't behind this mask. Um, Again, I'm being cautious, and I just also want to state that one of the other reasons why I wear this mask, other than the autonomy behind it, is the fact that if you look on the mask, which was inspired by the movie Purge Anarchy, it has the word God on it. And I'm not saying that I'm God, but in the scriptures, it says that if you keep the remembrance of God to the forefront, that is the greatest force. And with this being located on my forehead, that's what that symbolizes. So I know I said a lot, but in some, there's no fear. There's not even fear of what I can do. I know what I can do, but I'm not afraid of it.
All right, let's get into it. I don't mean to cut you up,
It's
but
okay.
let's get into it. Do you think the moon landings were real?
Wow, that's a head cracker. Do I think the moon landings were real? This gets very deep because I've seen many speculations about like what the firmament is, and for those who are listening and don't know what I'm talking about, it's referenced in science and even in biblical scriptures as what's called the dome or the sky, and some say that it's impenetrable. But nonetheless, we believe that meteors have hit the planet and things can enter and other things can exit. I say all that to say that I really am not sure. And I'm safe with saying that because I've been taught to stay close to my senses. If my sight, my hearing, my touch, or any of my faculties have not experienced it, then it's not knowledge. So I was not there to witness it. I'm going to say I don't know. I am aware of all of the conspiracy theories against it. They seem credible, but also the evidence of the landing is credible too. I've seen people say that it was staged like a movie. I just don't bear witness to things that I don't see. I can only speculate.
Damn, that's a good ass answer. I'm impressed by that answer. Um, so do you believe you were chosen?
You know, damn, bro, you busting my head with these questions. Ask some of the questions. and you know, upon talking to you, if I could just go on a tangent, upon talking to you, we both had the sense that this interview was gonna flow in a very legendary way. So thank you so much. The concept of chosen, I see a lot on TikTok. A lot of people use it as sound bites to get people to look at their videos. I personally believe that the chosen ones are the ones who choose. I don't. I think it is the self belief of being chosen that is what's causing Israel to move in such a manner that they are now, where they have this certain indignation and this self righteousness to all of their actions. And because they feel like they are so chosen, that means the rest of the planet, or the goyim, as they say in their text, are worth nothing. So I would like to say that yes, but that's only because of the Lord, and that's also because I chose the right path, because I was guided to it. Um, if that answers your question.
Yeah. I got a little lust in the sauce. I'm not gonna lie to you. Um, what like all right? So when we talk about the government, what opinions do you feel like you have that go against the grain, or aren't popular opinions?
Another excellent question.
Like,
Uh, you know, I don't want to say that my opinions are so unique that other people don't feel the same way, but I tend to see myself as a reformationist. I I do see that revolution can happen, but I'm more so of a person that wants to take what the system already has and just eradicate the negative byproducts that has come from it. Like the fact that corporate greed can exist without accountability, and they can finesse tax systems. Um, but I do believe that America, and for those who are watching that are the government, I'm not against you. We're supposed to all be one people, one nation, under God. So I'm not your enemy. Although you may pretend that I am, I believe that what we have is one of the greatest nations that's ever risen. But what we're doing is trending to the same destruction of some of those great nations of the past. Um, I believe that there's a time needed for black people, quote unquote black people, and I'm very leery of using the term black for many reasons, but I think it's time for us to unite, have our own political parties, build our infrastructure, similar to what you're doing with your own business and podcast. We need our own state radios and things like that. I do not believe in the gender wars that's being pushed. I do not believe Muslims are enemies. Palestine, free Gaza. That genocide breaks my heart every day. Um, I don't believe white people are my enemy. Behind this mask is a melanated brother, and I don't think they're my enemy. I don't think all of them are my friend neither. Um, so I can go on and on, but I don't want to ramble. I feel like I'm rambling now, you know.
nah, you making sense. You making a lot of sense. Um, Let me see. Is there anything that would make you reveal your identity publicly?
Again, I've thought about that. I have, and I very well may do it. It may be after a certain following. It may be after a certain amount of money, which sounds very superficial, but it's true. Um, it may be once certain things are achieved. Because I have been playing with the idea of maybe running for a black party and being a delegate, which I'll get more into because I have connections into one that's building. Um, but I don't see it anytime soon. Um,
So like you could see yourself in politics though.
Slightly, yeah, I could. Because I know I have the integrity, and I know that I'm a minimalist. So yes, the temptation that comes with corporate greed is there, but as long as I have food, clothing, shelter, and family, then anything more than that is just luxury. And I believe in charity, so a lot of that would be given away. So I play with the idea, but the same way I'm behind this mask is the same reason why I would not. Because once you put yourself out there and you're subject to become a target, and we see how the government treats those who go against the establishment.
Hey, I seen Death Note. Death Note is fire. Like, and I remember he had a mask on, so you know what I'm saying? Like, it's kind of cool.
Thank you.
What do you think the world misunderstands about Baltimore?
What they misunderstand is the same misunderstanding that they have about black people in general. Um, by our own efforts and then by the evil efforts of those who control our media, they by their racist ideas try to paint us out to be savages. And I'm not saying that we don't operate in that, but what do you expect when you're placed in an environment where opportunities are few, or when people come home from prison and they are not given a chance to be rehabilitated into society, or when the images of the black man and black woman that are painted on the TV are the same things you see on your corner. And this isn't to knock anyone's hustle, but I'm just saying the reasons that we are the way we are is because of our environment. In part, we all make decisions. I get that, but we're not going to sit here and act like sociological influences don't play a role in behavior. And also, there's a lot of unity here. What most people don't see about Baltimore is that it's very diverse. We have a very artistic district over by North Avenue and Charles Street. We have many people of very various walks of life. There's a big Caucasian population here. There's Asians. There's college students. There's many people that coexist here, and that's another misconception about Baltimore City. And also, we're very talented. We get gatekeeped a lot. We have people that I still to this day should have broken into A-list stardom, but for whatever reason, we get gatekeeped. And so that's just a few things.
What part of Baltimore do you feel like deserves more funding? Like, you know, like it could really make a difference if they receive more funding.
I don't want to single nobody out. I feel like any parts of the city, almost every part. Um,
And in
because
what way?
well, this is very interesting because some of these politicians will say that they have the money, they receive the funding for things like the housing projects, but where is it? Um, because there's still many row homes that are vacant, and there's these decade old, stories about them being lead infested. Well, where's the change? Give us the funding or the initiatives to help build our own communities, to own more properties. Give us more black banks that can finance these things, like Harbor East, or was it Harbor Bank? I think that's the name of the black owned bank. Um, and I am proud of what Mayor Brandon Scott has done for the youth. He gives them many things to do. There's many different programs. Our crime rate has decreased at historic numbers, but we're not going to sit here and say that all of the federal funding that has been given to our city has been used in the most positive and equitable manner. So I would say the whole city. I don't want to leave no one out because there may be someone who's hearing this, and the moment I say oh, Walbrook Junction needs it or Park Heights needs it. They may think that my neighborhood needs it, so we all need it, you know?
I do get it. I get it. I get it. Um, you think the violence in Baltimore is is like a people problem, or do you feel like it's like a government problem?
I feel like it's both. I feel like I don't want to separate because what I'm trying to suggest is that we are a community. So we're responsible for each other. And the moment we as a nation, not just the city, the moment we as a nation see it as a communal standpoint, then we'll see it as a problem that is all of our problems. But it goes both ways. It's the miseducation of our youth and our men and women. Um, it's the lack of resources, the lack of opportunities, because a community that is well economically off doesn't have violence. And the proof is neighborhoods like, I hate to say it, predominantly Caucasian upper class neighborhoods. They don't have a lot of violence. So it's not like they're better people than melanated people. If you place melanated people in a high thriving economical environment, there's less violence because there's no need for me to kill someone for money when I have my own. I have enough opportunities. There's no reason to fight over women because we can all, this sounds crazy and I don't want to sound like a misogynist, but we can all afford, you know, to be responsible for our women. Um, so I feel like it goes both ways. It's all of our problem.
All right, so you won the election. I'm Match Voice. You just won the election for mayor for 1 year. What's the first thing you're doing?
Excellent question. Um, right now I'm paying attention to Mayor Zorhan Mamdani in New York City. He is a declared democratic socialist, and what he's done in New York City is absolutely amazing. He came into that position with billions of dollars behind. He was able to balance all of their books. And what he did was, of course, he taxed the rich like we're supposed to. And he took a lot of the tax paying dollars. He was able to freeze rent for those who are in downtrodden um, renting situations. He forced landlords to improve the quality of their places. He filled over hundreds of thousands of potholes. So the first thing would be to balance out any books, just like he did. But I think one of the main things I would do is take a survey to hear what the people want and what they need, and directly respond to those things. Um, because one thing that I dislike is when someone thinks they know the answer for my life, but they haven't heard what I need. You didn't even give me a chance to tell you what I need, and yet you think you have a solution. So it would be the first month or so, I would take time out to collect data and collect information before I make any brash decisions or actions. I haven't thought about this question because no one asked me this. So I don't have anything practical, but that would be a good start if I were to just think.
Shit, I agree. You got my vote. You collecting data. You know what I'm saying? You saying what the people want. You not just telling the people what they want. Yeah, I like that. I like that. So, what conspiracy do you believe is actually true, if any?
Well, what we've recently learned, which many people knew already and was trying to blow the whistle on, is that we do have satanic pedophiles in very high places that influence whole nations and government. So it's no longer just a conspiracy if we have secret societies behind closed doors working to sway things in their control. It may not be names like the Illuminati because I'll share something with you. I have been initiated, passed, and raised in certain mystery schools like Freemasonry. So I'm qualified to speak on certain things. I'm not within their ranks anymore because of my beliefs now, but I'm knowledgeable enough to know that institutions like the Illuminati may not be the target, but there is evidence of people. Um, so I do believe that these conspiracies are a fact, and they have been shown and proved time and time again. It's just that the scary part is people are so desensitized that they can see it right in their face and won't take action.
Yeah, man. People are desensitized too. Like I just watched this video of this dude. He was taking a video of this dude. He got shot in his head, and he was just laying there dead. And he was like, "Look at this bitch ass nigga." Like
Incredible.
crazy.
Yeah, and that's where we are now. And that's the scary part. You know, coming into this conversation, there was a few things that I wanted to speak on, and this fell right into my lap because I wanted to highlight the fact that we as a people, the Americans in particular, have been lulled to sleep, and we're so desensitized. We're so entertained with everything. We're so lazy. We're so fat, and I'm not shortening my words at all. We're so full of food, and we're so content. Whereas there's other countries, if their government even did a percentage of what ours has done, they would already be marching. People would already be beheaded. I just seen on the news not too long ago that I think in Syria, they're about to issue the death penalty to one of their ex-leaders for crimes against humanity. And we as a people are not there. We think we're still okay. Things have not hit the fan, but that's the ironic part. They are. We just don't feel it yet.
I'm saying, like, we know leading is not easy. Like, it's not easy at the end of the day. So I think it is holding leaders responsible. But, you know, when we talk about chopping people head off, like, you know what I'm saying? It's just a little overboard for me. Like, you know, but I'm not saying people shouldn't be held responsible. But it's like, in what way? You know, like, do we have more, uh, I don't know, just healthier ways to, you know, penalize them? You know what I'm saying? What about we hit their pockets? Like, all right, well, you get fined for this, and then they can put that money into like impoverished communities, or, you know, do something good with it.
No, I feel that wholeheartedly. And to the powers that be or to anybody who's of governance that's listening to this, again, no one here is your enemy. We have so-called accountability and punishments in place for people who violate. But my question then poses, what is the retaliation or consequences for satanic pedophiles? Like, if the children are not worth defending, at least letting you know that you could be punished to the utmost capital punishment, then what is? You know, there has to be a point where fear of the punishment is real. These people feel like there is no consequence, so they do what they want. But there has to be points where capital punishment like death is necessary. I feel like brother Kyle, you and I may have different views, and that's okay. But I'm a person that believes at some point some things are punishable by death. Not everything that I'm not saying everything the government do like treason. Well, sure, it could be not like, you know, tax evasion and coercion and things done in with big amounts of money. But when we're talking about the children, if we don't rise up for the children, then what are we doing?
That's real talk. Do you feel like social media is helping people or harming people more?
Social media has become a complete mess. I mean, it has, just like everything, it has its pros and cons. I see people who use it for the good. Shout out to Melody Angel. I was just on a Zoom call with her and a few others. We're building a black-led political party. Shout out to the People Party.
The People Party?
Yes, that is
I
the
like that. I
tentative
like
name
that.
of the People Party.
Is it official yet?
Yes, all documents have been filed. I'm gonna give you all the website in a second.
Like, what's your principles?
So yeah, if you all give me a second, I can pull up the website. But most of the principles are on the website.
What's the name of the website?
Thank you for the patience for me to pull that up as I'm on my phone right now, and I will be able to tell you that. But so I can not waste time here. To just to finish that last question, social media has become a place where a lot of people bleed on, so they take their pains and their traumas out on other people. There's a lot of gender wars. There's a lot of rebellion against establishments. There's a lot of blames, but then a lot of people take it and they're able to make do for themselves, and they're able to make money for themselves and promote themselves. Um, so it's kind of been a double-edged sword. Um, but I just wanted to cut that and say that it's all being watched. I do have the website now for the People's Party, and that website is www.nationalblackactionconvention.org.
What? National Black? What?
National Black Action Convention.org. And you also asked me what are some of the things that this party is building and stand for. The legislative agenda, economic justice, which is reparations policy, political finance, black consumer power, economic self-reliance, corporate and institutional, accountability, equal pay, media independence, which includes National Fund for Black-owned media, media accountability, public funding for community journalism, technology.
Hey.
Yeah, community-owned,
I like that one. Yes.
community-owned broadband infrastructure, community data governance, Black-led technology incubators and cooperatives.
All right. So not to cut you off,
No, it's
but
okay because I can keep going.
do you think voting is creating a change, or is it like giving people the illusion of power?
That's a good question. At base, I think voting has power, but I think what we've seen, especially with previous elections, is that it doesn't matter. And what we're about to find out come November when we have midterm elections is that there's a big chance it still doesn't have power because President Donald Trump has already threatened to invoke the Insurrection Act and label domestic terrorists of anybody who goes against the true election results. And he's willing to disqualify as many voters as he can because they know they're going to lose. So what he's going to do is try to federalize the elections. He may get ICE and the military involved, but they're not going to give up because they know they'll go to prison if they lose. So I think at base and at essence, voting means a lot, but we're about to see just where that stands. And if it comes to pass that voting means nothing, I would like to see where the American people stand. Will we, because at that point, as history has shown, when the people realize they don't have any political power, we should know it now. But once they really know it, that's when revolution happens.
Okay, revolution. So do you think peace is possible without confrontation?
I think on an individual level, but think about this. Like when people meditate, right? They usually have to resolve conflicts within themselves. So there's it's you can't run away from conflict. When people achieve peace, that means they have to resolve conflicts within. And the same goes without or externally. So it mirrors the microcosm at large. And basically what I'm saying is I think things can be achieved without conflict, but I don't think that's where we are. I think it's the inevitable. And I would dare even say it's prophesied to happen. I would hope that we can get to a place where there has to be no friction, but we're far past that point. We have too many radical ideas that are in power, and they want more power. They want more control. And unless people's form of peace means to be completely docile and domesticated, I think the natural reaction is going to be conflict.
Right. Okay. So, like, quick answer. Just give me a quick answer. The first thing that pop into your head. I know these gonna be some like like different questions, but just boom. Who is the real enemy?
Our lower desires.
What are you running from?
Wow. Wow. You got me.
All right, let's skip that one. What are you willing to die for?
My friends, my family, and God.
What keeps you awake at night?
Oh, and the people. I'm sorry. What keeps me awake at night?
Yeah.
My past, things I haven't reconciled, and the future.
What's something you were completely wrong about?
The mistreatment of women.
Dang. What would your younger self think of you?
My younger self would think I'm that guy. I think my younger self would absolutely love me. And I say that because I don't have millions in the bank. To the world standards, I'm not,
I feel that though. Like,
but
you know
like,
what I'm saying?
yeah, you feel me?
You
Like,
making that little you proud. You know that part. Like, and yo, that's really what it be, bro.
I
That's really what
swear,
it be.
I swear, bro. Like, because the things I've overcome, like, just a few years ago, um, I inherited a home, but I couldn't afford to refinance it because they had took out a reverse mortgage with over $200,000 in debt. So I ended up going through an eviction. A few months later, my mom died. I've lost a
Sorry to
federal
hear that.
job. Oh, thank you so much, but it's a part of the game, That's a part of life. From God we come and to God we return. But I've lost federal job. I've been to the lowest of lows in society. But the character development, like if this was a movie, my character development has brought out some of the best qualities in my life. Like I've never let any of the mistreatment or the neglection that I had with old friends turn me into a monster. So my younger self would be like, you doing it. Like I respect you. You know what I'm saying?
Fuck yes. Fuck yes. All right, so what message would you send directly to the government?
Let's come together. Like let's put away foreign influences, lobbyists, and their agenda. Let's put away corporate greed, and let's really, like you say, make America great again. That's not my slogan to uphold, but if that's what we're on, then let's be about it. Because we're one nation. We are the United, say it again, United States of America. So let's be that. I know everybody is not going to agree on everything, but there's systems in place to reconcile that, like majority rules. And then there's ways that you can still compensate or appease the people who are the minority. But what I would like to say is that we're not the enemy. You are making us the enemy with all of this surveillance, like we're the problem. But we know for a fact you've done wrong. But we're all human. No one is exempt from doing wrong. I've done wrong. So I'm not judging anyone more harshly than I judge myself. But let's all repent and let's come together. Because what's happening is like history doesn't repeat itself, but it sure does rhyme. And America is on a highway to destruction so fast. The Strait of Hormuz being closed by Iran is going to increase fertilizing prices because farmers don't have oil. And with that, they're not able to produce more food. The US dollar is being decreased because it's the petrodollar, meaning it's backed by oil. Well, if we don't have the oil, our dollar decreases. Other nations are formulating currencies to beat the US dollar. Our United States military is outstretched. We have over 80 bases or 100 plus bases in over 80 countries. So we're on the same path that other nations have done before, and all of them have fallen, such as the Soviet Union or Italy. Spain. So what I'm saying is we need to turn back to the source. We need to let love win. We need to be able to, in a healthy way, reconcile differences, and we need to be able to accept diversity and different opinions in different walks of life, but still find the practical ways to come together.
That's real. That's real. I think on that note, we gonna get up out of here. Anything you want to plug before we get up out of here? I'm at your voice.
Well, again, bro, Kyle, thank you so much, bro. Like, shout out to Baltimore Podcast because, black entrepreneurship, black enterprise is another part of our salvation. The more we create opportunities for ourselves, we give ourselves a fighting chance. You just giving me a chance to be heard. And as an artist, that's all I want. So thank you so much for doing your purpose in life. And it's allowed us to cross paths. To the children, to the youth in Baltimore, please take education serious. I know school is boring, but help us fight to change education. Let's do education reform. Let us learn about taxes and credit in our schools and business. Let's fight to let's show up and petition our local government so that we can have a fighting chance in education so that you won't feel like your education is pointless by learning the white man's history. But take it serious. Work with what you got. And if it's not for you, then take up business. Make sure you do hustles. I'm not knocking anybody that's in the streets, but we want you alive. Please stay alive. We don't need you gone. That's what they want. So again, thank you so much, Baltimore Podcast. I love Baltimore City. Thank you, brother Kyle.
My pleasure, brother. Middle Class Cow, aka Cow Coma, aka Dope Taste Wolfgang. But shit, if that ain't episode 40, I don't know what it is.
Episode 40.
Baltimore Podcast, we out.